Well, good morning, folks. Hope you all doing well today. We have a pattern change underway. As you can see here, moisture and snow and exiting the northeast with bitterly cold temperatures this morning. And this is the future radar from the HRRR showing moisture streaming into the northwest and the higher terrain here, snow. So maybe rainfall, but not excessively so, like leading to flooding here. But heavy snow in the Intermountain West. Through the day today. So pretty impactful out there. Really the big story for the Northeast is the cold temperatures here. And so good morning. My name is Tim Ayler, meteorologist, and I'm here to give you my best analysis and discussion about the weather. I hope y'all take advantage of the timestamps in the video. Like my video if you like it, subscribe, share with your friends, and I always try to provide a balanced approach to weather, but I also do get excited about some things, and I have to be mindful about that. Some people just are negative Nancy's all the time and want to just not get excited about much at all. So I appreciate y'all's support, and let's get started with the current hazards. So as far as current hazards, got a lot of winter weather, I guess you would say, related hazards up here in the Northeast. Extreme cold warnings, um, cold weather advisories um, up in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast here, surrounded by cold weather advisories further to the south in the North Carolina, Virginia, and points to the north here. And in Georgia, we have this special weather statement again today for fire weather concerns, and looks like freeze warning that expires shortly here, frost as well. In the middle part of the country, special weather statement here, ice jams, ice movement through the and potential flooding here in these areas. And we have special weather statement for the south with some fog and some dense fog here in southern Texas. Red flag warnings for high winds, wind related high wind warning, fire weather watch in the central part of the country, Wyoming, Colorado, Montana. Winter weather advisories in the higher terrain out here, as well as in the Sierra Nevada range. And special weather statement here, patchy dense fog, things like that, and wind advisories out west. So quite a few hazards here to deal with this morning. In North Dakota as well, I missed this dense fog going on this morning. Just want to do a quick review of the current radar and temperatures here. Got an interesting feature moving through the flow here. Um, some moderate snow maybe here in Fort Wayne. What I'm going to Fort Wayne is bring up the cameras and see if we can see anything here on the camera, see if this is really reaching the ground or not. So yeah, I pulled up a camera here, a traffic camera from up in this area. It looks like it is snowing. As you can see snow on the ground here, not on the roadways. Quite cold here, but it seems to be not really making it far past the Appalachians here this morning. But bitterly cold temperatures up here in the Northeast, negative single digits here with the snow exiting out the Northeast here. It's not 125 up in near Toronto. That's interesting reading. Out west, we got the radar with the rainfall onshore. Generally, temperatures in the 40s and 50s this morning. Warmer up in North Dakota than it is in the Northeast. So quite a dichotomy. My favorite word for the past couple of days in temperatures. It's even colder here in Macon area where I live than it is in North Dakota. So quite the difference in temperatures here, and this pattern change will continue to favor the West Coast instead of East Coast as far as unsettled weather in the coming days. So what's going on in Georgia? Well, we got a fire danger statement for today. Wind southwest is 3 to 7 miles per hour. Dry fuels, relative humidity very low, so it'll feel really dry out there, not high humidity at all. So outdoor burning is discouraged during this time. Temperatures will rapidly warm through the middle part of the week with a chance of showers in the middle part of the week and cooling off again into the weekend. And looks like rain chances will continue through the weekend with an unsettled pattern here. So generally in the 50s to 60s, and then cooling off towards the end of the period here. So overall, going to be a nice warm up for the Georgia, Atlanta area and central Georgia as well. So this is another graphic showing the temperatures, right? 50s, 60s, 70s, warming up quickly, then cooling off again, and then it'll warm up again probably after the weekend. So So the rain chances will bring, any cloud cover will bring the temperatures down with a lack of sunshine here. So that's what's going on there. Like I said, today it's going to be in the low 50s in North Georgia to upper 50s in far South Georgia with either partly cloudy or sunny skies here. Low temperatures tonight in the 30s to near 40 in far southern Georgia, partly cloudy overnight. Tomorrow warming up nicely, upper 50s to upper 60s in far southern Georgia and sunny skies. As far as the 15-day outlook, what do we got going on? We talked about the 7-day outlook here, but in the 15-day outlook, you see it cools off over the weekend, then warms up nicely again as we get towards the middle to end up towards moving towards the end of February, excuse me. So temperatures dipping below normal for highs for a few days, then above normal again. So quite the roller coaster ride for low temps as well. So it's not uncommon this time of year to have these shifts quite often with fronts coming through, more precipitation, things like that. So yeah, I mean this is a nice change, especially for us here where it's been quite cold. Although the Northeast has been much colder. So this is the key messages for early February stream cold, which continues. This was issued yesterday. Continue for the next couple days through Monday, likely, and the high winds hopefully will calm down today. Um, but these are the latest key messages. We've posted this several days now. I think you all know what's going on, but I wanted to share this anyway. You can stop and read this if you want, but if you live up here, you already know. So hopefully you prepared for this, and I would just stay home if you can. So as far as day 3 to 7 hazards, what we got going on here? High winds possible here the 11th. This is the 10th through the 14th here. Issued yesterday. Hazardous cold up here in northern Alaska. The 10th and 11th. Heavy snow the 10th through the 13th here in southern Alaska. And heavy precip, high winds in the parts of the Aleutian Island chain as well. So as we talked about, and we're talking about in the the general climate outlook, there's a major pattern change upcoming for the West, the 14th through the 20th here. That's the extended 8 to 14-day period, right? Um, it will cool off some, and the below normal temperature favored Pacific Northwest, Great Basin, California. Periods of snow, possibly heavy. That's Cascades here in Nevada, and higher elevations of the Great Basin. So um, it's going to be very beneficial for this area because the snow water equivalent is so low right now, and will help with the snowpack and for um, melting in the summertime, and which helps bring water to the population. So very important here for the snowpack. So this is good news. As far as heavy precip in the 8 to 14-day period, and this is 8 to 14-day hazards outlook, all on the West Coast here, moderate risk in these areas, parts of California, Southern Oregon, and a slight risk of 15th through the 21st in a broader area here. Look at this map of the heavy snowfall, heavy snowfall potential all over the place, with the highest risk the 15th through the 16th here in the Sierra Nevada range. Although there's a moderate risk further to the north in the Cascades. Then the 15th through the 17th also here in parts of the desert southwest area, the higher terrain here. Just a lot of different slight risks here, 16th through 18th, 15th through 21st. You can read all this, but there's quite a lot of activity here as far as snowfall, which they need to bring up the snowpack here in the western part of the U.S. and a return to snow potential up here in the north as well. So moderate risk of high winds here is part of this west coast push of systems, right? We got the 15th through 17th here, high risk, moderate risk of high winds with a larger slight risk of 15th through the 19th, all the way bisecting the nation here, almost half of the nation, possibility of high winds, 15th to the 19th. So quite active in the western part of the U.S. in the coming days. Well, that being said, there's no hazardous temperatures, at least in the 8 to 14-day period listed here. So that's good news. So the 6 to 10 temperature outlook, this was issued yesterday. Here it is, right? We got this is the 13th through the 17th, issued by the Climate Prediction Center, issued every day around 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So out west, we got below normal temperatures looking more likely. The central part of the country above normal, and hanging on to near normal below here, right along the eastern seaboard down in Florida. Near normal to above to below, depending where you're at in Alaska. above in Hawaii and the Aleutian Island chain. Like we talked about for precip, the 8 to 14 day outlook here, excuse me, the precip looks to be on an increase, especially in the southwest part of the country, the west coast here, all the way to the east coast, trending above with higher probabilities to the north here, and the extreme northern New England below to near normal, and below to near normal here in far southern part of the United States, the tip of Texas and Florida, near normal to above in Alaska, above in Hawaii, and above in the Aleutian Island chain. The trend continues for warmer temps in the east and colder in the west as we get to the 8 to 14 day period, 15th through the 21st. You see here colder temps expected out west, east of the Rockies generally above, below Alaska here, all of Alaska really, above in Hawaii, and near normal to above in the Aleutian Island chain. And 8 to 14 day precip kind of stays the same really. Far southern part of the U.S. below normal, parts of Texas, Florida, and the south right along the Gulf Coast here. And then we move into Alaska. We have near to above normal to near normal, depending where you're at. Hawaii above or near normal in the Aleutian Island chain. Moving into week 3 to 4, which is the first week of March, it's looking like this was issued yesterday or 2 days ago. Today's the 8th, right? Yeah. Um, so looks like it's going to be above normal in the southern part of the U.S. Equal chances or below, trending it below far northern tier of the U.S., northern high plains. So not a lot of certainty for the western U.S., parts of the north central U.S. and eastern and northeast U.S. More confidence further to the south and west here. Trending below normal in Alaska, above in Hawaii, and the Aleutian Island chain below as well. Moving on to the week 3 to 4 precip outlook, above normal in the northwest, um, equal chances for a good portion of the nation, excuse me, with the exception of the Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley here, Tennessee Valley, below normal, looking like more likely here in the desert southwest area, equal chances in Alaska, most of Alaska, excuse me, with the exception of far southern Alaska, and above in the Aleutian Island chain, above in Hawaii, and equal chances to below in the far northern part of Aleutian Island chain here. Yeah, and so you can see the difference of model runs here. This is a slow back and forth between previous run and this run for the European, right? This is this run right now. You see how further back that push is, and you have that snow and other precip down there. So um, that's pretty interesting to talk about. I know it's deep in the weeds, but a lot less precip, at least with this model run for the south with this, pretty much disappears. But what you see happening is this trough out west is more progressive and bringing more moisture out here. So in the ridge, it's a surface. It's interesting. It's pushing a little bit further, right? It's just a different look here. The ridge up here in the northeast isn't as far west. So that's definitely a change between the model runs. So what's the GFS show? We're going to compare this to the European model here in this analysis. And this is 2100 on the 11th, hour 87. Some showers here in the southern part of the U.S. and a low offshore California. Once the GFS wants to develop a surface low here around the 14th, right, in the middle part of the country, potentially severe weather here. Again, we talked about this. And compared to the AI model, it's further to the east and colder, right? Potentially severe weather here offshore, which I don't know about that, but the southeast. And then it wants to redevelop it off the coast here. So starting off as heavy snow, and then at least in this model run, some rain in the east with maybe a dry slot picking up there. So unfortunately, the latest Euro model isn't finished running on this depiction here. So I'm gonna have to go back. Oh wait, we go back to 06Z here, see how far along it is. Yeah, so I have to go 00Z, compare it here. We kind of know what it's already doing, but this is old data, so it wants to really bring a system towards the end of the period further to the west here, whereas the GFS is more progressive and move the system into the northeast a lot sooner. And another system maybe moving through the central part of the U.S. as we get towards the end of this model run, which is 10 days from now. So one thing I think is certain along the West Coast, is going to be very unsettled in the coming days. So I'd like to go over real quickly here why the change in model guidance. We're talking about this, one of the reasons why anyway, this feature we've been talking about on the eastern seaboard here, right? This is a comparison of two European model outputs around the 13th, or time of interest, where there was potentially some snow showing up on this, right? And it's changing between model runs, a lot of flip-flopping back and forth, so leads to a lot of uncertainty here, okay? So the first image here is one run before, and now this run. So, right, if you look at it here, you got a short wave and some, let me stop it here and make it slower. Let's look at this feature right here, okay? And we also have this trough here, right? Initially the trough is deeper, maybe more negative, you would say, or further to the east, to the west here. And you got this vorticity that the European was showing on the map, right? And now it's gone. So that's likely the reason, the change in what the miles are showing right now for this area. And this could flip-flop back again, you know. You also see the difference in the Baja Low and where it is. Um, it's further to the east with this run, with the latest run, and further to the west with the run before. So, honestly, this is trending more to look like the GFS during this time period, but it'll take some really watching about this. Just gotta wait and see how this pattern evolves. So let's go over the European AI model for the longer term here. We got moisture treatment in the northwest United States, and maybe some snow up here in the upper Midwest. And the Euro AI wants to kind of bring some moisture and showers in here in the middle part of the week for the southern part of the country, and maybe a clipper type system moving to the northeast. Want the big colder temperatures again for the northeast here. There may be some trailing precip off the southeast coast here. Now we have moisture coming on shore here around the 14th, and you see what looks like a really wants a CAD wedge type scenario to set up here in the northeast, right? A 1023 high. It wants to hold it in place here, and it retreats some. And this is an interesting run, because when you compare it to the European deterministic and the ensembles, I don't know. You know, it's been, I don't know. It's been very frustrating with the model run inconsistencies here. Um, I I want to kind of downplay this scenario because it's so flip-flopping here. Let's go back one run and see what it looks like. Although with your AI, it's been pretty consistent about this, so let's go back one more run. It's a little bit further to the north and east here, but overall, it's been pretty consistent. So it's slowed down quite a bit this 16th February, right? And there was hints of other systems earlier on, but it looks like the energy is consolidating some here. So let's look at the upper levels real quick. So, you know, we start this out around the 14th, which is 6 days from now. All right. Well, you're talking about that day in question, the 16th, right? You see this trough, short wave, dampens out ever so slightly here, and it's still in the flow, but it's barely there, right? I don't know. I think that's kind of overdone what it's trying to do here. We have a deeper trough out west, maybe bringing some more energy, throwing some more energy in the middle part of the country, and see how it wants to bring it pretty far to the north here. So let's go back to the surface. So let's look at the AIGFS, and you know, we can kind of compare that to the Euro AI here, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, right? That period of interest we're talking about on the Euro AI, going back here some, see the difference here, like the 15th, 06C on the 15th, got a system here on the Euro AI, a system here on the AIGFS. So a lot of uncertainty, even 7 days out here still on the placement of this, right? So, and in past model runs, it's been a little bit further to the east. So let's go back a few runs and see. Actually, it's been to the west the whole time. I was wrong about that, but this is loading, so it'll take a minute. It's always been pretty far to the west here, and maybe developing a surface flow off the coast as it moved through. Um, but yeah, what a different scenario here. And with this setup, you might get some severe weather in the central part of the country. We switch back to the European AI. Could be the same thing here, but further south. If this low is this far south and closer to the moisture, definitely severe weather possibilities if this scenario plays out.